Have you ever wondered how websites work? What goes on behind the scenes to make a web page functional and interactive? Welcome to the fascinating world of full-stack development, where the magic of the web is brought to life. Full-stack development is like a two-sided coin. On one side you've got front-end development, the part you interact with, the part you see, feel, and navigate. It's all about the user's experience. Flip the coin and you've got back-end development. This is the server side, the unseen yet crucial part that powers the website, handling the data, the application logic, and server control. Together, these two halves make up the full stack, creating complex, interactive, and dynamic websites that engage users and provide seamless digital experiences. Now, why is full stack development important? Simply put, it's the backbone of the web. So, ready for an exciting adventure? Dive in with us as we take a step-by-step journey through the roadmap for becoming a full-stack developer. First stop on our journey is the front end, the part of the website you interact with. When you visit a website, what you see, click, and touch on your screen is all part of the front end. It's like the exterior and the interior of a car. It's what makes your experience enjoyable or not. And to build this front end, we use a triad of languages: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Let's start with HTML, or Hypertext Markup Language. Think of HTML as the skeleton of a web page. It provides the basic structure, defining elements like headings, paragraphs, and links. It's like the blueprint of a building, outlining where each window, door, and wall goes. Next up is CSS, or Cascading Style Sheets. If HTML is the skeleton, then CSS is the skin and clothes, adding color, style, and layout to our web page. It's the interior decorator of our building, deciding the colors of the walls, the type of curtains, and the style of furniture. With CSS, we can transform a plain HTML document into a stylish, visually appealing web page. Last, but definitely not least, we have JavaScript. JavaScript brings our web page to life, adding interactivity and functionality. It's like the electricity in our building, powering the lights, the elevator, and the heating system. With JavaScript, we can create dynamic content like sliders, form validations, interactive maps, and much more. Each of these languages plays a critical role in front-end development, and they work together like a well-oiled machine. HTML lays the groundwork, CSS adds the flair, and JavaScript brings it all to life. But remember, just like learning a new spoken language, mastering these coding languages takes time, practice, and patience. Don't rush it. Take the time to understand the basics, experiment, make mistakes, and learn from them. Mastering these three languages is the first major step on your journey to becoming a full-stack developer. And trust me, it's a journey well worth embarking on. So, are you ready to dive into the world of front-end development? Let's get started. Next, we venture behind the scenes to the back end, where all the magic happens. Think of the front end as the face of a website, the part you interact with. The back end, on the other hand, is the brain. It's the part that makes everything work. When you click a button or submit a form on a website, the back end is what's processing that information, making decisions, and returning the results to you. The back end is all about server interactions, database management, and application logic. Let's break that down a bit. Server interactions involve communicating with the server, which is where the website is hosted. When you visit a website, your browser sends a request to the server, and the server responds with the information needed to display the website. Database management is about storing and retrieving data. When you create an account on a website, for instance, your information is stored in a database. Then when you log in later, the backend retrieves your information from the database. Application logic is the set of rules that dictate how the application works. For example, if you're using a weather app, the application logic might dictate that if it's raining, the app should display an umbrella icon. There are many different languages you can use for back-end development. Some of the most popular ones are Python, Java, and Ruby. Python is known for its simplicity and readability, making it a great choice for beginners. Java is incredibly versatile, used in everything from web applications to video games to mobile apps. And Ruby, with its elegant syntax, is a favorite among many developers. Remember, the back-end is not just about writing code, it's about problem-solving and understanding how to make your application function the way you want it to. It's about taking the user's input and turning it into something meaningful. Understanding the back-end is critical to becoming a full-stack developer, as it powers the functionality of the website. Now let's delve deeper into the world of databases and servers. Picture the internet as a bustling city. Databases are the storage units holding all the information, and servers are like the delivery trucks, bringing you the data you ask for. They are the backbone of any website or application, storing and retrieving data, and serving web pages to users. In the realm of databases, you have two main types: SQL and NoSQL. SQL databases such as MySQL, Oracle, and PostgreSQL are like organized filing cabinets. They store data in tables, and you use a language called SQL, structured query language, to access it. They're fantastic for situations where you need complex queries and transactions. On the other hand, NoSQL databases like MongoDB, CouchDB, and Cassandra are more like a big pile of documents. They store data in a format called JSON, which is easier to work with but less structured. They're great for situations where you need speed and scalability, like handling large amounts of data or real-time applications. Now, let's talk about servers. Servers are powerful computers that host websites and applications. When you type a URL into your browser, you're asking a server to send you a web page. The server finds the page, processes any server-side scripts, and sends the page to your browser to be displayed. There are many server-side frameworks out there, each with its own strengths. For example, Node.js is great for real-time applications, while Django, built on Python, is perfect for data-heavy sites. These frameworks help you handle requests and responses, connect to databases, handle security, and more. Knowing how to work with databases and servers is like having the keys to the city. You can store any data you want, retrieve it in any way you need, and serve it up to users in a fast and efficient way. It's a crucial skill for any full-stack developer. Mastering databases and servers will allow you to build dynamic, data-driven websites. Finally, let's talk about the tools of the trade and some best practices. Now, to be a successful full-stack developer, you'll need to familiarize yourself with a few key tools. First up, we have Git. Git is a distributed version control system that lets you manage and keep track of your source code history. It allows you to collaborate with other developers efficiently. It's like a time machine. You can go back and see what your code looked like at any point in time. Next, we have GitHub. GitHub is a cloud-based hosting service that lets you manage Git repositories. If you're working on a project that has multiple developers, GitHub is a must. It allows you to collaborate and contribute to projects without stepping on each other's toes. Then there's Node.js. This is a runtime environment that allows you to run JavaScript on your server, rather than in the user's browser. This opens up a lot of possibilities for creating dynamic web content. Now let's switch gears and talk about best practices. First and foremost, always write clean and understandable code. This means using clear names for variables and functions, and including comments that explain what your code is doing. Your future self, and any other developers who might work on your code, will thank you. Next, make testing a priority. Testing your code is an essential part of developing high-quality software. It helps you catch bugs early before they become bigger problems. And lastly, learn to debug effectively. Debugging is an art and a science, and it's a skill that you'll definitely need. Learn to use the debugging tools that are available to you, and don't be afraid to ask for help if you're stuck. With these tools and best practices, you'll be well equipped to start your journey as a full-stack developer. Let's review what we've learned and discuss the next steps. We began by demystifying full-stack development, highlighting its importance in today's digital world. From there, we dove into the front-end basics, exploring the world of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, the building blocks of any website. Then we ventured into the back-end, where we discussed the likes of Node.js and Python, critical for server-side operations. Our journey continued with databases and servers, learning how data is stored, retrieved, and manipulated. Lastly, we brushed up on essential tools and best practices, discussing the importance of version control, coding standards, and other must-knows for any aspiring full-stack developer. But remember, this is only the beginning. Your next step is to start learning and practicing, to transform this knowledge into skills. Use online resources, join a coding bootcamp, or even start a personal project. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So take that first step towards becoming a full-stack developer today.